Hello, traders. How are we all doing today? What a day it's been on the market. Got 3 days of rallies in a row. Got some pretty good price action. But today we're just going to be looking at the big holders in the S&P as usual. So let's just get right on into it. So first thing I'm watching for Tesla is, as you can see here, we end up closing at 263.62. We were able to break out of the symmetrical triangle, starting to push up a little bit. So the first area I'm going to be watching is if we can re-enter this supply zone at 264.52. So if we can enter this and hold within it, then I would say a test of the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, as you can see here, would definitely be possible. So for the most part, I'm seeing some pretty good amount of upside on Tesla. Now on Apple, what I'm going to be watching on Apple for tomorrow is, so we barely broke out of this supply zone, so it could go really either way. But what I would say is the big thing is watch at 180 and see if 178 holds up. If 178 holds up, then we can push to see 180 very soon, possibly even tomorrow. Now, if 178 fails and it pushes to the downside, then expect 176.79 to come pretty fast, and then 176. Then on Microsoft, main thing I'm going to be watching on Microsoft to see if this 330 level of resistance ends up holding up. If it ends up holding up and we push downward, I'm going to be watching 324.78, 322. If we push upward, I'm going to be watching 333 as indicated here. So that's what I'm going to be watching for Microsoft and NVIDIA. As you can see, we got this head and shoulders pattern, as I've been mentioning in my previous videos. And as you can see, that 458 resistance, that's what I should really change it to. This 458 seems to be the level. I'll change that after the video. But 458 is going to be the major level that I'm watching for tomorrow. If we can break down 458, then you got a clear shot to 468 in the next coming days. If we break this down, you're going to get a push probably down to 448, get some consolidation. But don't get bullish or bearish on NVIDIA until you break out of 458 or if you break down 448. So for news for tomorrow, I believe, let's see, what do we got here? So for news, we got PPI coming at 8:30. We got, what else? I know there was one other thing. Oh, minutes from the FOMC meeting. So that's going to be coming in at 2 o'clock. So you might get some volatility at 2. I know you'll get some volatility at 8:30. And then you got Fed speakers for most of the day. So tomorrow, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the past, I would say it's going to be either a pump or dump type of day. Either we're going to go rallying through the roof because PPI is going to come in great, and if it comes in worse than expected, then you're going to get an absolute dump. I highly doubt that we're going to consolidate. But then again, you do have CPI coming out the next day on Thursday, so you could end up consolidating. It's really iffy. But I would say that likely scenario, the highest probability scenario, is that you're either going to pump higher to the upside or you're going to dump lower to the downside. So that's what I'm going to be watching for tomorrow for news events and everything. And then last but not least, let's get into SPY. So for SPY, what I'm going to be watching is, so today we end up closing at, and I'm going to go flip down to the 4 hour because that's where I draw these levels on. So we end up closing at what? $434.48. So as you can see here, that 437 resistance really showed strong downside potential right there. So watch that for tomorrow. So the levels I'm going to be mainly watching is 432, 433, 42, 437, and 439. If we end up pushing these levels and to the upside, you can expect upside in the future. And if we end up breaking down these levels, then this is just going to be a lower high into the downtrend on the yearly time frame. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and good luck with your trades tomorrow.